Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and you're gonna be a craftier person after watching this video. Steal my crap? I'll ruin your life. 29th of March 19. So this is my first ever post on Reddit and I hate typing and I suck at it. So feel free to criticize all you want for improvement. True story. Okay, so for a little backstory, I've lived in the same small town all my life. I'm 16 and I have a lot of good and bad memories, a lot of good stories too, but I'll save those for another day. So you could say I having a rough childhood. You know, bullied in school, poverty, parents constantly fighting, homeless for a while, got jumped a few times and even got shot once. But the worst of them all is when my mum passed away from pneumonia in her lungs last year. I was 15. I would do anything to have her back. Me and her were very close. So all this crap that's happened to me happened for a reason, because I can tell you now, I'm not no witch. Even if I don't want to fight or even get the life beaten out of me, which has happened, I will take it like a man. So everyone that knows me knows I don't take no kind of crap. I'm also very clever and smart, so I can pull some slick crap sometimes. Story starts here. Okay, so this happened not too long ago, probably 3 to 4 months ago. So I'm pretty chill, so I don't really care who comes over to my house as long as you're chill too. No one has ever stolen anything from me or my house, and everyone was cool with me, because I'm a pretty funny, chill and nice guy, until one day this kid came round. We'll call him Mac. So Mac is new in town and doesn't know much, but he moved in the house down the street and I guess he noticed all the people coming over, or he smelt the weed, so he came knocking and I answered, and he seemed pretty cool, so I let him in. We chilled, played some Xbox and smoked for a few hours until Mac decides he wants to go home. So of course my high ass didn't notice anything went missing until my best friend asked if he could hit my vape. I say sure, go to grab it, and sure enough, it was effing gone. And I knew it was Mac, because everyone else in the house I've known since elementary or was my family and I trusted them with my life. I also have really bad OCD, so I know where I put my crap. But before I start to run down to his house, I check around to see if anything else was missing. Turned out somehow he managed to steal both my vapes, my pack of cigarettes, a lot of my weed, and my phone. Which I give him props for that, because neither did me or my other 3 friends notice it happened. So I practically flew out the front door. I don't even know if I touched the yard. I think I cleared that witch, but all I know is I ran fast to his house. I only knew where he lived because I saw him moving in while I was riding around on my bike. His house was only a block or 2 away, but I felt like I teleported there. I banged on his door like an effing cop, and of course there was no answer, so I couldn't really do much. I wasn't going to call the cops. What am I supposed to do? Tell him he stole my weed and cigarettes? No, I'm 16. I'm not kicking down the door because that's just dumb. So I just walked home and started thinking of a brilliant plan. So it's the next day and I walked down to his crib and knocked on the door. He answered and I crap you not, he looked like he was finna crap himself. But he didn't say anything and neither did I. I pretended like nothing happened. I asked him if he wanted to come over and chill and he kinda hesitated, but he took the bait. So my friends and I already had a plan ready and we all had our own parts. So first of all we get him stoned as F. I ordered an ounce of moon rocks, which costed me a pretty penny, but it was completely worth it. So we chilled again and played more Xbox, almost all day, but made sure Mac kept hitting the bong until he could barely stay awake. He actually managed to smoke about 11 or so grams by himself. I only smoked like 3 grams though because I didn't want to be too high for my plan. Matt kept falling asleep for little naps, then waking back up to smoke more. So my friends did little small pranks like cut chunks of hair off and draw D's and crap on his face. He actually woke up while I was drawing swastikas on him, but he was so stoned he did not give an F. So I asked him if he wanted a beer. He says yes. I go into the kitchen, grabbed a Bud Light, opened it and poured a decent amount of dish soap in it. You'll see why I did this later. I handed him the beer and he just completely ignored the fact it was already opened and downed it. I did this a few times too. Our next move was to get Mac in public, which is effing hard. His fat ass didn't want to go anywhere because he was pretty effed up. We weren't though, we just pretended like we were so he didn't suspect anything. It literally took us like 10 to 20 minutes to convince him to come with us to town to show him around. We took him to the local Walmart in town and we started playing Truth or Dare, which was a part of the plan. We dared him to go in and steal a candy bar. Now remember, he is drunk and high off his ass. He has crap all over his face and his hair is just completely messed up. He looked like an effing crackhead. Max said yes without even thinking, but what he didn't know was that our buddy was working up there at the time and we told him to bust Mac. I kinda wish that the plan worked, but apparently he didn't even make it to the candy. All I heard is that he just passed the F out and crapped himself. Dish soap. He was arrested for all kinds of crap. I even heard he crapped on one of the officers, but I don't really know to be honest. We took the F off the second he went into Walmart. He tried to stick it to us, but no one believed in Mac. The cops did come over, but we were little angels and didn't know anything. Till this day, I don't know where Mac is, and I don't really care. He could still be in jail for all I care. I never got my crap back, but I don't really care. I actually ended up mowing Mac's parents' yard for some money and bought a new phone and a badass vape with the money I got from them. End of story. I know I could have asked Mac's parents if my crap was in there somewhere, but I didn't want them to know I knew their piece of crap son. I probably shouldn't even be telling this story, but it was too good not to. Sorry if I misspelled anything. Like I said, I hate typing and I suck at it, but please criticize anything I could do better, because I have a crap ton of more stories to tell. Please share, it would make my day. Surprisingly, one of the only issues I have with this story is what Matt got arrested for. He may have been young, high, and drunk, but presumably he didn't have anything on him. If the police showed up to a messed up kid with stuff all over his face and his hair a mess, I think they would be clever enough to at least suspect a setup. The post says he was arrested for all kinds of things, but it doesn't elaborate. I don't know. What do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments. I got back at my bully in a big way. Hello, I posted this on NuclearRevenge first, but it was removed because they didn't think it was feasible. I'm on a phone and I speak and write English fluently, but it's not my first language. I have posted some entitled parent stories, and in one of them I shared that an entitled mother spread some nasty rumours about me being a violent sociopath that actually managed to stick due to a prior incident. This is said prior incident. This happened 12 years ago, and some of the details have been lost to the ages, and some stuff might be exaggerated and or embellished, as stories might get as they are told and retold for years. Now, with the necessary explanations out of the way, on to the story. Strap in, I tend to digress, so this is likely going to be a long one. I was 12 years old, and I wasn't all that tall. I was wide and overweight. I also had one hell of a temper that I'd learned to control in a way, so that for the most part I didn't react violently. But I reacted to most things regardless. It meant bullies loved picking on me. At this point I had been bullied for years. It started out with classmates during the lower years, until my mum got involved and all the parents were made aware of it, and my bullies stopped. Then my first year in the middle grades, 4th to 6th grade, a guy 2 grades up saw me and immediately realised that I was a prime candidate for him getting to feel better about himself. He was as short as me, and a complete geek. This guy started out using an old-timey insult for fat people. I had no clue he was trying to bully me. We had similar interests, so I actually thought he was trying to befriend me. This pissed him off a lot, and he went out of his way to make it clear that he was bullying me. Took me a fair bit of time to actually catch on. Over the years he escalated, he grew in size, he got a following of friends and they would use almost every recess every single day to follow me and bully me. I had gone to the teachers multiple times, my mum and dad had contacted the principal multiple times, didn't work. My bullies usually retaliated with getting extra intense and physical too for a while every time, so I stopped doing it. Snitches get stitches, am I right? Now my dad was very tired of this happening again and again, so he took me aside and gave me a lesson about defending myself that I shared in my second entitled parent story. He basically gave me a rundown on self-defense, told me explicitly never to start a fight, but it was alright to fight back and to end it. That violence should always be my last choice. I took this to heart. This had been going on for 2 years by now. My mum had contacted the principal again, they were getting physical again, and they had cornered me and I had tried to get away. They wouldn't let me. I was sick and tired of this, so I looked at him and I said he'd better stop now or he would regret it. Bully and his posse of course laughs. They don't believe a little fatty can do much. At this point, I am seething. I try to get out again. They push me back, and that's when I explode. I jump on the main bully. He might be bigger than me, but he's still a skinny geek. I get him on the floor and start wheeling on his face. Then when he tries to fight back and push me off, I bite his hand so hard I hear crunching. Meanwhile, his friends are frozen, just staring at me. I also jumped on his chest. In the end, it took 3 teachers to pull me off. This kid had a broken nose, at least 2 broken ribs, a huge gash on his hand from my bite, which honestly could have killed him, germs and all. I was suspended, for a week, but escaped expulsion because these efforts had tormented me for years and the school had failed to stop them. According to what my dad told me, he had used that defense against the school and promised that if they expelled me, he would expose their failure to stop the bullying for years to the media and all the parents. So yeah, that's the story. And as I said, I honestly don't know how much of this is exaggerated, but I got a feeling that the severity of the injuries might be one of the exaggerations. Homewrecker gets that not safe for work wrecked. Back in 08, I was in my sophomore year of college at a pretty huge art school in San Francisco. I was recently single, 26 female, and definitely trying to mingle with a couple of the 20-something dudes in my classes. New singleness also meant I was looking for some new girlfriends to have single ladies' nights out instead of being the third wheel around the city. So I get a bit chummy with this girl in one of my classes, who I'll call Monica, after that 90s Brandy song, The Boy Is Mine, a deep cut for you fellow olds. Monica is really talented at the same things as me and we have similar fashion sense. We even have pretty much the same hair and makeup. We hit it off really well and started hanging out around the city. A month or so into our friendship, I disclosed to Monica that I have the hots for nerdy glasses guy in our class. I tell her I've been a little shy about saying hi but wanted to ask him out for a drink. She acts nonchalant about it. Next day in class, this hoe cannot stop gushing all over nerdy glasses guy and basically clinging herself at him. I'm like, yo, what the F to her? And she's like, what do you mean? All innocent. I probably should have just ditched that mess right then. But I was a naive optimist / idiot. She hooks up with nerdy glasses guy and I'm like, forget him. Some more time passes and we end up getting some drinks after class again. She asks me this time, who you into these days? So I tell her, I'm weirdly into no deodorant dude because his musk is kinda manly. This is true, but also a test. I have a feeling she's just a homewrecker looking to step in on every crush on my radar. Lo and behold, this dumbass Monica ends up hooking up with No Deodorant Dude a week later. I only found out because I actually got up the nerve to flirt with him and ask if he's seeing anyone. He says, Monica and I have a little thing that's new, or whatever. I was effing furious, underneath the placid calm acceptance. Meanwhile, another dude in our class and I have become art bros. I'll call him Burning Wisser. I'm not really into Burning Wisser sexually, but we hang out after class and work on art projects together. While shooting the crap, he tells me his pee has been burning for a couple of days and he's probably got the clap again. He's a real piece of work and constantly cheated on his girlfriend whenever they'd fight. So he says they got into an argument and he went and effed a real hot mess and now his D is sick. Of course I went ahead and asked Monica out for drinks that very night. I gushed about how Burning Wisser was so hot and I wanted to date him and blah blah blah. I really made it sound like I was about to have all his babies. I knew this witch could not resist. Long story short, too late. She starts dating Burning Wisser pretty much immediately, like within days. So not only has she slid into my crush zone, but she's also home-wrecking things for Burning Wisser's actual girlfriend. Look, he's no saint either, but he didn't go out of his way to steal my dudes. Anyways, time goes on and I cannot believe the drama explosion going on here. I'm getting the play-by-play from both sides and it was too good. Monica tried to steal him away from his girlfriend one night by moving into his apartment without asking. She arrived with a suitcase of her belongings and started setting up camp in Burning Wisser's place. Seizing the opportunity, he F's her like crazy, talks her into butt stuff and when he's done, has her suck his D, ass to mouth. She tries to get into cuddle mode but he's like, nope. Burning Wisser takes all her stuff out to his 5th floor balcony and throws it into the street. Suitcase, clothes, shoes, toothbrush, everything, including the clothes she'd been wearing before they banged. So she's screaming at him, he's throwing all her crap and then his girlfriend shows up. She starts punching Monica and pushes her out of the apartment into the hall naked and locks the door to fight with Burning Wisser next. Monica does the ultimate walk of shame to pick her stuff up off the street and cover her dizzy ass before heading home. Couple days later, Burning Wisser relates this story to me, then adds he went to the clinic. Yep, it was gonorrhea in his D. Monica tried to boo-hoo to me about it. I just told her, yeah, I wasn't really into him. I just knew you'd F him if I said so. Hangs up. Not sure if she ever figured out where she got the clap though. Edit, thank you for gold, silver and all the claps. I know there are women out there who will target their friends' crushes or target men who have girlfriends, so she got exactly what she deserved. Okay, so that's all for r/NuclearRevenge. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!